Yo, my name is Kuten. Welcome to my channel. This is Reddit content all the way, so if you like that type of content, hit the subscribe button. Now, let's get on to the content. As you guys can see, this guy got a lot of awards, so it must be a good one. This has been 4 years ago, so this thing is gone and my revenge has been had. Sorry if this isn't the right forum. Nah, dude, I'm guessing it is. We dated for 4 years and had what I thought was a great relationship. We were both well-established professionals who both owned homes in the same neighborhood and both with daughters in the home. Her daughter was 11 and mine was 16 when we met. We had actually planned to get married, build a house, and raise the two together. We planned the house build because she had recently been diagnosed with a neurological disease that would eventually put her in a wheelchair and need something ADA friendly. During the planning stages, I began doing landscape and construction projects on her home to increase the resale value. All in, I invested roughly about $30,000 into the home, running everything through my side construction business for tax, permitting, and resale purposes. We had a contract that payment would be made upon the sale of the home. I produced invoices for each and every project, but never pushed for payment because of the prior agreements. Fast forward 6 months, we were looking at property to develop and finalizing drawings on the home when I began feeling ill. I couldn't eat, constantly vomiting and passing blood. I began noticing that my abdomen looked swollen, which was odd because we were both very clean eaters and were in the gym every day. So I went to the doctor and began having tests done. During this time, she had began having small cognitive issues, and the stress of her current position was exacerbating her condition, so she took a $20,000 per annum cut in pay, along with a lesser position inside of the company. After a month or so of different tests and a biopsy, it came back that I had a golf ball sized tumor in my stomach and would need to begin chemotherapy. So I began chemo and radiation treatments, which made me expectedly so extremely ill. She was spending time helping around my place on the weekends and staying over more, to the point that they were at my home more than theirs. At this point, I suggested that we go ahead and put one of our houses on the market and move in together until the new house was built. I have a great supplemental insurance as well as a long-term illness plan, so using that coupled with the sale of one of our houses would push us through comfortably and help ease the financial stress on her. Shortly after this discussion, she became extremely distant. Her daughter wasn't coming down and hanging out with mine anymore, and she had excuses for not getting together. She quit driving me to treatment and stopped staying over. She then dropped a bomb, a sentence that will forever be burned into my psyche. I love you, but I can't see myself taking care of someone this sick in the long term, and I don't think we should see each other any longer. In a text. It broke me. I won't lie, this was the first woman I'd ever opened up to and planned a life with since my wife died when my children were 1 and 3. However, I tried to be more mature about it. I forced myself to understand her position and to accept what I could not change. I calmly the next day gathered all of her things, packed them neatly, loaded them into my truck, and took them to her house to leave on the back porch while she was at work, in order to avoid any awkward exchanges. Walking around the back and under the porch cover, I sat down a box and saw her in her back living room on the couch, having an affair with a man that she had introduced me to as a lifelong friend. I had dinner and drinks with this man and his girlfriend. We had gone on vacation with them as well. I never spoke of the incident with her and simply sent her a text later explaining that I would leave her things on the side porch to pick up for her convenience. I discovered 8 or 9 months later from his now ex-girlfriend that they had broken up due to him confessing that he had been sleeping with my SO, dating back to about the time where we were finishing the drawings on the new home. Now I'm pissed. Revenge time. At this point, I had finished chemo and radiation for the time being and was feeling healthier. I was going through some much neglected paperwork when I ran across the file that contained $32,680 in unpaid long overdue invoices, which were promptly sent to my attorney to begin lien proceedings on the home. It turns out that I couldn't have done this a moment too soon because she was set to put her house on the market. Coupled with interest over the course of what was then 19 months overdue, the invoices were hefty. That, along with the agreement of settling them when the house was sold and attorney fees, left her with roughly $10,000 at the resale of her home and settling her current mortgage. She promptly had to back out of the purchase of another home and move in with her oldest daughter and two grandchildren. She also had to leave her job and begin receiving disability. I ran into a little over a year ago, and she looked as if she had aged 20 years and was in the wheelchair we had talked about, in the beginning, obviously. So we chatted cordially but briefly, and I excused myself and went on with my day. A few days later, her younger daughter called me and spoke of my running into her mom and could we hang out sometime. I gave a vague answer and thanked her for calling, and again went on with my day. The ex then called me a week or so later and began apologizing for leaving me as she did. Again cordial but short, I thanked her for calling and hung up. She began texting, and this went on for several weeks until one she asked if I could ever see us rekindling what we had, to which I replied, I can't see myself taking care of someone so sick in the long term. Remember the box on the back porch? Did you think that your lifelong friend brought it over to you from my house? Good luck to you, and goodbye. Damn, I really don't understand her standings. This was a man willing to put up with her, say future in the sense of that part of the story, disability, then to cheat on him, and then you understand, like cheat on him and then leave him when he's like, I wouldn't say at his most vulnerable, but at his weakest. The other thing that also got my attention is the amount of time she started spending at his house. I'm kind of thinking that she didn't want her daughter in the house while she was doing something, she might regret or she doesn't feel nice about. Obviously, you don't even want your daughter there when you're cheating. I'm gonna call it cheating, keep it family friendly. But yeah, I don't know. Leave your opinions in the comments because this one I just can't wrap my head around how this woman would think how the things went, because inevitably it would have gotten to a point where it would have came out eventually. Anyways, hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one, and do me a favor, subscribe.